about the end of year 7
All
here. And
right.
the introduction to the new hero. And just before we do
What is up,
that,
guys?
Year 7 means, right?
They're kind of
we're-
talking a little low
course,
here.
We're pleased to announce the announcement of year 8 of For Honor.
Oh, we got an announcement of year 8. Okay, cool. Another year for For Honor, boys.
And I can't wait. It's going to be super cool. In terms of
Any-
content, we're going to talk about just a little sneak peek as to what we are going to have
Okay.
inside it, in year 8.
I'm excited to hear
of
some
course,
stuff.
We're going to bring 4 all new seasons to For Honor.
Right?
Yes.
We're going to have 2 new heroes.
Same hero
First is gonna
pattern.
launch in season 2,
Okay.
TU2, and the second will be in season 4, TU2, following the trend. That
Right?
we do.
Yeah. Same
Yeah.
trend. Okay. Yeah.
Also, throughout the year, we're going to have hero skins. So
Right,
watch
right.
this space
Hero skins.
for news on that throughout the year.
I'm looking forward to some of the new hero skins. It's going to be awesome. And I think we are we is there any other details about the heroes that are coming out we want to confirm?
They're going to be awesome. Firstly, this one's going to be awesome here at the end of year 7. And the other 2, we've seen some very spicy stuff, some very cognizant of knowing what For Honor is like in year 7 and year 8. So
we're sticking to the formula.
I think you're going to be a bit surprised with how these play. So
not with the
I can't wait.
heroes. I mean with the release.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the releases are the same. I guess they're going to be trying new things
But
for heroes.
I believe that's not all.
We have 2 little surprises to talk about. So maybe we want to talk about the first one here.
Yeah.
I know players have been asking for this for quite some time.
I think they have been asking for it. If
Cross
memory
progressions?
serves-
Oh,
God.
new.
what
Thank
the
you. Here we
still
go. This is
here.
what I'm talking about.
Get rid of it.
Can we see?
Get rid of it.
Okay,
That's
here we
right.
go.
New
You read that
maps.
correctly.
Indeed, players have been asking for us for a long time to do converted maps. So indeed, we're going to bring these through year 8.
Whoa,
I wish I could
what
see
does
chat
mean?
right
What does
now.
mean? And
Like,
you're
I
able to be
wanna know
bringing
just
2
to the
converted
level
maps to the
which they're
Dominion.
losing their minds.
I'll take
It's
it.
quite positive.
Can someone give me like
I'll
a
take
out
it.
of 10? Okay, they're freaking out. Awesome.
So indeed, the intention is to bring 2 converted maps through year 8. And what we're going to have basically is they are deathmatch maps that are very seldomly played by players in For Honor, as deathmatch is very underplayed.
We need to bring that back. It's the
So
best mode in
for
For Honor, low
players,
key.
The ask has been, can you convert some of these to Dominion, our most played, our flagship game mode? And yes, indeed, that's the intention.
Yeah.
So you're going to see these come throughout the year. Again, keep your eyes on this.
I'll take
space.
it.
It's,
Uh,
I mean, it's wild.
take
There
it.
are a lot of
W
players
announcement.
who've genuinely never
I,
seen some
guys,
of
I
these
need
maps.
something
They
fresh
do
in the
it.
game,
They
man.
play
I've been
them
playing this
in-
game for 7
maybe they'll
years.
play
I just
Reed
need something
7
fresh to
times,
bring me
and
back.
then
I love the game,
they
but
never
it's like,
touch the other game
bro,
modes, so
how many years am I
it's
going
gonna
to
be
play the
wonderful
same thing?
opportunity
I
for
just
players
want something
to,
fresh. I need
use
something
their
new
tools,
life.
Use their new heroes and kill their friends in an all new space to them.
yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Looking forward to see what happens, what the reaction to these are, and to be able to announce what and when and where and how later down the road. But I believe we've got more stuff to talk about
Yeah.
today, other than obviously converted maps.
We
Big
said 2
deal.
things, right?
But I
One
believe
more.
We have more.
Yeah, come on.
Indeed, we have 1 new feature that we'd like to talk about here today.
Feature?
And obviously, we're going to talk about more as year 8 begins. But what we would like to also announce is something that we're calling the Legacy Pass.
Wait, what's this?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
what a
whoa.
Legacy passes. Of course, we're going to bring 4 new battle
Both
passes through
passes
year 8,
progress
1 per season,
simultaneously.
but we're also going to
Retains
bring
prior
a Legacy
progress.
Pass from
New tier
prior
with
year to
retrofit.
seasons.
So now that
Okay.
players have been able to sort by, battle pass in the UI.
Hold on.
I'm
Hear me
sure
out.
a
Hear me
lot
out
of
before
them
y'all
have been
be.
saying,
I can hear the
well,
complaints
how do I
now.
get
Wait.
that? That was
Wait.
from a long time ago. So this is a way to do that, right?
Exactly. So, for example, in season 1 of year 8, we're going to bring back the year 4 season 1 battle pass, the first one. And it's going to be an opportunity for players who've never experienced it in year 4 to get this content for the first time. As well, players that were existing, their progress is going to be maintained. So if they're at tier 50 in the battle pass the
They'll
first
be
time
tier
it's here,
50 now.
exactly. If they bought it before, they'll have it now. And then for everybody, there's a new tier 101 with retrofit content. Yes. And what this means is that the heroes that launched after this pass had launched between now and then, basically,
They
are
get the
going
old
to get
stuff.
retrofit battle pass content in a tier 101.
Nice. So I can get the
Okay.
Warmonger stuff. And
Okay.
wear it on
Okay.
Magic.
I'll take it. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Or whatever.
Okay,
exactly.
yeah,
It would
that's a
be the
W.
first
That's a
opportunity
W. That's a
like
W for the new
Warmonger
stuff.
or
That's W. W for
Magi
new
or
heroes.
Ocelotl or whatever to
Right.
get the battle pass content from these
their
legacy
seasons,
passes.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's awesome because that's
Okay.
been a huge request from players. For a
I'm
while.
guessing. I don't
It's
know
like,
if you
how
have to
do I
buy
get
it. You have
this
to buy that.
content on this hero because I want it.
No idea.
And it's like, well, they came out after that. So up until now, it's just been kind of like tough rocks.
Exactly. And now it's all going to be.
But that's a
Tier
W,
101,
though.
So this is going to be really cool.
Because I have stuff. I played PlayStation for a little bit. I played PC. I have like the first battle pass on PC and then the rest on PlayStation. And this will be a W for me because I missed out on a lot of stuff.
Both passes will progress simultaneously. So Tier 101 is not super far away. Both passes will basically progress at the same time as you earn.
It's quite
Right.
literally, it only adds one level to the grind.
Exactly.
Like,
There's no concept of active and inactive passes, so it should be fairly smooth to grind through.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
looking forward to that.
W.
And if you're wondering, like, how do you get your hands on the Legacy Pass, it'll be $9.99 US on its own, and but it will also now be a part of the bundle. So for the same $24.99 for the Battle Pass bundle, it now includes the Legacy Pass,
Okay. All right.
as well as
W.
unlocking 25 tiers.
Okay.
For both the regular pass
That's cool.
and the
I like
Legacy
that. I like that.
Pass, as well as the 20%
I highly suggest we support
EP
this, guys.
boost, the battle points boost.
We need to support.
I just like saying boost.
We got to support everything they do, man. We need to show them that we are
I think
active
that's everything
players,
we have
that
for
we're
today.
willing
That's all
to
we can say today of
support the
sneak
game
peek,
with our
but,
wallets so
please
we
watch
can
this
get
space for,
more updates.
announcements throughout the year.
I'm buying
you
it.
can see this
I've
cool
always
content
buy
as
it, but
is ready.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stefan, for taking us through.
I love the game,
high level of
guys.
these
I'm
changes.
sorry. Maybe
sure
maybe
players
my
are
take.
super
Maybe you might
excited
not
about
like my take on that, but I love the game.
But
So
don't
I
go
wanted to
anywhere.
see.
We'll
I
be
want to see
right
the
back
communities
on the next segment.
support
We're
it
gonna
with
do a
their
deep
wallets
dive
as
into
well.
the
That's just me,
narrative
though.
And the art design for the new hero, the Varangian Guard. And but before that, I just want to thank Stefan for joining me on the segment.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
I'm so excited for this new
And
hero, man.
There's more. We've got an awesome gameplay trailer for
Gameplay
you for
trailer?
the new hero. So feast your eyes
Oh.
upon this.
Oh, sneak peek.
Dear uncle, you failed to slay us all. I live. I am at the gates, and not alone.
Oh, you see that armor?
All
Hold on
my
now.
life, something was missing. But in exile, I found it.
Highlander rework. Don't give me all that.
True dedication.
Don't give me all that. I've been
A
waiting for a new
bond
Viking hero all my
unbreakable.
life.
The promise of the Varangian Guard. Justice is on the march. Can you hear it?
Oh my god. Oh, new finishers. Oh, new finishers. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I think I'm a instead of making multiple videos, I'm gonna put everything in one.
Now about the Varangian Guard hero.
Here we
It's
go.
our first
We are
fully
diving into the
armored
art direction of the new hero.
So
I
that's
love
pretty
this. I want to
cool.
see this because I love Vikings, guys.
All the other Vikings just roll up in whatever they got. And this
Vikings
one's
is
like,
the
I'm actually
reason
gonna
I
prepare
even
for
played the
battle
game.
and try to win this thing. So
If you guys
I
never
got super
knew,
hyped to
the reason
do
why I
this.
bought For Honor was because it had Vikings in it, and I
this
love
one, this
Vikings.
hero
So
is,
a new Viking hero, I'm
female body
always
type.
hyped for.
She has an axe in the one hand and a shield in the other.
Okay.
And when we talk about the aspects of her play, we're going to talk about kind of two things. One is going to be the violent Viking aspect, and the second will be the loyal mercenary aspect. The violent Viking, of course, is represented through the axe, which is really going to bite into opponents, embed in them in a way that the others don't, and set her up for her really fun, kind of cool mix-up that others will talk about in the next segment. We'll get to that.
Right. This is just lore, not
Yes,
gameplay
this is
yet.
Violent Viking, and I can't wait for this mix-up. It's fun. And then the second is a loyal mercenary, and that's going to be well represented through her shield, her ability to multi-block and defend herself. You're going to see that in a couple moments as well. And she's going to really help her team out with her feats that are going to bring benefits to her teammates. Feat
Oh,
1,
like a support
feat 3,
character.
for survivability and killability.
Right.
And her tier 4, which is really going to help her move forward with the team and take back space for their team. So can't wait to show that in the next segment with the others.
Small ears.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sounds really cool. I'm very excited to see just the next.
Sorry if I look a little tired.
Also, I want to say thank you so
yet.
much because now we get to round out that missing space in the roster now. So my OCD is very appreciative of that because, oh boy, it's been 4 years almost since Yorm. So,
but who's
that's what I'm saying. It's been 4 years, bro.
So it's great. But let's talk a bit more about the story.
It's been 4 years since our last Vikings. This
Ian,
character is going to feed families.
Who is this Varangian guard for us? What's the story for Honor when it comes to her?
Happy to get into it. Yeah. So
got a little rogue energy in the Cup, boys. Code Kenzo at checkout. Link in the description.
They travel the world fighting for various clients. And in their travels, their identities have evolved. And in one way, you can see that in their appearance. As Stefan's mentioned, they are fully armored Vikings. You also see it in their language.
Oh, I love that.
So,
I love that. Oh, my God. Yes.
And Icelandic. So as you know, all of our Vikings speak Icelandic. It's Greek. That's new. And it's a little bit of a clue to where the Varangian guards have been to.
And I'm going to be on PC.
We're not gonna nail it down, but that's your clue.
It's going to look good on my PC. Oh, my.
Greek, this is when their more mercenary side is coming out. It represents, how stoic they are. They're there to get a job done that's refined. And then when they slip into the Icelandic, that's when you hear that Viking core that Stefan mentioned coming out. And they're more brutal, violent. Their blood is up on the battlefield. But what makes the Varangian guards so famous as mercenaries is their loyalty. So they're intensely loyal to each other, as you can see in the feats Stefan mentioned as well. But they're also loyal to their clients. So a lot of mercenaries get a bad rep for, betraying their clients if a better offer comes along. Their allegiance is really only to whoever will pay them the most money. Not so with the Varangian guards. If they say they're going to fight for you, they will fight for you, no matter what. So they cost a lot of money, but what you're buying is that ironclad loyalty. So that begs the question, how do the Varangian guards fit into the seasonal narrative? And I believe Ian has some more information to share on that.
I do?
I
do. Yes, right.
So.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Because I bear nothing, so it has to be you.
I wonder what happens.
Yes, absolutely. Let's just wind the clocks back a little bit. In TU1, we had the Highlander Maddox. He betrayed his people, his chieftain, to side with Horkos. He killed everyone who was, not by himself. He and his men killed everyone who was loyal to Chimera. But there is one who escaped. If players paid attention to the lore orders, they might have noticed that the chieftain's daughter escaped. And now we can officially reveal that this chieftain's daughter, her name is Katla, and she is our main Varangian guard hero. Katla went into exile when her uncle unceremoniously took the throne. She roamed the frozen wastelands of Valkenheim until she came across the Varangian Guard. And there, they took her in. She trained with them. She learned their ways. She learned their cultures. She became one of them. Eventually, she took the pledge, became a Varangian Guard herself. And now her first act is she's hired her own crew to go back to Heathmoor to reclaim her village. So now it's Katla versus Maddox, and it's the Varangian Guard versus Horkos, and it's really, we're putting an exclamation point here on the Year of Injustice, because there's been so many injustices. We had a lot of, Horkos has been wreaking havoc pretty much throughout all of Year 7, but now finally, some good guys are coming in and trying to balance the scales a little bit. What do you think about that, Andre?
I'd say that's absolutely accurate. The Varangian Guards are these paragons of hope. Now at the end of Year Injustice, like you said, it's a great way to cap it off. And as you also heard in the trailer, there's the line, justice is on the march. So they really do represent, a ray of light at the end of this dark, dark year. And I believe Maddox, he also tries to do something pretty schemey in character for him,
he's
right?
a sleazy guy, and even he himself, when he sees the Varangian Guard coming, he realizes the threat they represent, and he's like, oh, wait, maybe I can try and, wrestle something out of it. So he tries to hire them from underneath, Katla. He offers them more money, but as Andre said, they have their morals, they have their code. They refuse. They're here to fight for Katla. They're here for him. So
it's very ironic too, considering that the Varangian Guards have no blood relation whatsoever to Katla. They're mercenaries. They're mercenaries in general are famous for being just greedy, and yet they show more loyalty to her than her own blood. So just goes to show the level of his treachery.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, it's treason, right? The season is treason, and now we're rectifying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprising, because at some point I thought that the message was, "Hey, Maddox was right," and now no, I learned that he's wrong.
I mean, that's up for debate.
You can argue it.
But Maddox did nothing wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I thought this was the plan. Oh,
I guess not. We got to keep reading those lore orders, though. That's awesome. Well, sounds great. I'm excited to really cap off the conflict between these two, the Oathbreaker and this Oathkeeper. So that's a really cool way to again cap off the year, like you said. So that's the Varangian Guard in the lore For Honor. But obviously this was like a real world kind of group of people. So from a historical angle, Raph, can you share what were the inspirations for this? Like, how far down does this rabbit hole go?
yeah, of course. We took inspiration from history for that. The Varangian Guard is probably the most famous military unit of the Middle Ages. The members of the Guard were Norse people mostly from Scandinavia, fighting across Europe and the Middle East, and selling their services as mercenary, and they're mostly associated with the Byzantine Empire, it's a successor of the Roman Empire in the Middle Ages, and it was at the time the wealthiest and most sophisticated state pretty much in Europe and the Middle East. So it was a right place to go if you wanted to fight for money. There, in the capital of the empire, Constantinople, the Varangian Guard served as the personal guard of the emperor, but also as shock troops that were really renowned for their fearlessness, their violence, as Stefan said, and their loyalty. We have one example in more than 200 years of history of their existence, of them revolting against.
That's my favorite picture right there. That one right there. Oh my God, it looks so good.
Really special. And this loyalty, we were drawn to it when we started thinking about the hero. This was something that we really wanted to represent. But it's not the only aspect that we wanted to represent. We used also the fact that the Varangian Guard, so they were coming from other places and traveling. Some would go, get paid, and come back. In Norway, for instance, there is a famous story about a king of Norway called Harald Hardrada. We took inspiration from history to get the story of Katla, her coming back, being exiled and coming back. But also, when they go somewhere, they are Vikings. Yes, Vikings in their core. But they become Vikings with a twist because they live embedded and surrounded by another culture, this Byzantine culture. And we wanted to reflect this multiculturalism or biculturalism. So we have a Viking with a twist, a Viking who has a few Greek words, a Viking who fights in a bit more of a structured way than the other Vikings, a Viking who has, of course, a lot of armor, a Viking who's... so it's reflected also in executions, mood effects, the music. There are some Armenian and Byzantine influences there. And, of course, also in weapons, armor sets, art in general.
Right. Well, I mean, speaking of art too, we have some concept art too that we can kind of show.
Yes, please, concept art. Yes.
That process.
Absolutely, this is something
this is what I
like
want to see
so much. So we started from history, so from manuscripts, from text descriptions.
I love this.
From archaeological diggings, from drawings from the time.
They haven't missed yet.
But from history, we build our fantasy, and the fantasy we wanted to build was an armored Viking, as Stefan mentioned.
Yes.
What does it mean, an armored Viking? Well, you've seen it. You see it on the key art that we have here and on the concept art on the screen. So an armored Viking as helmet, of course.
I like the left one.
Kind of helmets that we
the left and the right. Well, no, they're all good actually.
Shin pads, multiple layers of armor. So of course you would have some gambesons, which is pretty much a clothed padded cloth
Yes!
armor. You have chainmail. You have scale mail. You have some multi-layers of leather, and you have something I personally really love, which is it's called Varangian bra in sources. So it's like leather straps that link the or hold the chainmail and holds a centerpiece, a cardiophylax. It's
Oh yes, I've been waiting 4 years for a Viking.
This is really iconic, and we wanted to include it, and well, we did.
So we did,
yeah. So pretty armored Viking. We also added some other elements just to give some personality.
Do you see what I'm looking at?
Because well, it's a mercenary, so she is getting money in her pouch, and she has a tunic, a decorated tunic, because she.
If I made, don't be surprised. If this is the only character you see from me for a very long time, don't be surprised.
So,
don't be surprised.
Multiple layers of explanation.
Don't be surprised.
Layers of armor. That's
if
the
you
important
get
point.
50 videos
and
back to back to back to back of this one character, don't be surprised.
A lot of work that went into, some customization for the armor. Right?
Absolutely. I mentioned that we had that fantasy of an armored Viking.
Oh,
but
let me see.
Another aspect that we really wanted to nail was the customization aspect. We wanted to give. So
I'm looking at Rep Zero armor in shock and awe. This is beautiful.
Standard equipment.
See, when it comes to the Vikings, I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy for the Vikings. Like you don't get it. It's different. It's different for me. It's different for me. I love everything. I love every last bit of this. Every last bit. They haven't missed yet.
Face reveal. There are other sets that have
W.
A conic head, conic helmet with an aventail, which is a way to protect your face.
W.
Some others have complete face masks. You can see it here. It's inspired from neighboring culture, the Sicilian Norman from Italy that the Varangian Guard would have fought. So yeah, you have multiple options. In the armor, you also have different types of chainmail.
Another W, and I can see the weapons in the back. W's, all of them. They haven't missed not once. Even if they're blurred out. Yes, my bias is showing. Absolutely, all of it. W. Oh my goodness, it's getting better.
But they also seem to really like the pointy helmets. Is there a historical reason for the pointy helmets?
You want
absolutely
to say that they stab their opponents
a little bit.
Yeah,
I kind of want to know where's the history for that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Well,
maybe they did, but that's not what my sources tell me.
Okay.
Basically, when
another W armor piece
to protect your skull. Everyone's
as is tradition.
I'm aware.
So basically, if it is like that, it deflects.
W. And I already know what you guys want to say in the comments. Oh, Kenzo, you're gassing it up, man. Oh, they're not that good. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Helmet. There are other types of helmets, but in their case,
I go hard about this Viking stuff.
We also have a helmet like this one, which is a late Roman ridge helmet, many jewels. This is us taking the liberty of going up and down the thousands of years of Roman and Byzantine history that preceded the.
Beautiful.
Wow.
We mentioned customization.
Wait till I put my touch on it.
There are also options that we have with material, color sets. As you can see, the entire armor will change. You can apply the material changes to it. And we try to maximize it so that you can do as much as you can and change and express yourself as much as you want with the material, but also with the color sets. And you can go with, as many colors as we have and as many colors as you want.
Nice.
I'm going to have a blast with this one.
I mean, they got a purple ponytail right now, so I think I might just go with that.
The dark purple is really historical too. I would go with this one, but pink is also something I like, but not historical, but really I like it. So, hey.
It's expression, though, so yeah. That's awesome.
I have a history question.
Oh, yeah.
For the professor.
This might be the first hero I have.
Maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for the
It has three different.
Could you explain maybe
three different outfits, all with gear stats on it.
You're right.
Or gear perks.
So basically, the loyalty was really, really important for. So it's something that's so important that it's actually embedded into their name. The name Varangian in English, it comes from Old Norse Varingjar, which means sworn companion or oath taker. And so, yeah, this was something that they would do. They would take an oath to their lord. It could be in Scandinavia, or in our case, mostly to the Byzantine emperor. And this oath was their bond. They lived by it. They often died by it too. But yeah, it was so important that it was their name. And this is why we've been pronouncing it in this Old Norse fashion with the RG.
That's good. I know during the development I had to remember it because I was sort of like a karate gi, you know, and I don't know why. That's just how I could remember like the hard G there. But it's good to know there's actual, again, like history behind it, which is always awesome.
Well, it's a basis. we go into fantasy. From there, we go into fantasy,
Right.
but there is a basis.
Now, speaking of the historical elements, we talked a lot about the armor, but I think you have something hiding behind the couch over there. We can show off a little bit.
Yeah, it was really, really well hidden. I'm sure no one
mocap.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah, I've been dying to do this since the trailer. You
there
know?
you go.
So yeah, I will let a wonderful Alex, JC, and Vanessa talk about why we chose the long axe and the kite shield for this hero, the gameplay reasons, the animation reasons. But from an art and history point of view, well, the Varangian guards, they were called in sources Aspidi Foroi.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Shield bearer.
Oh, here we go.
and,
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Peliki Foroi, so axe bearer. So we wanted to go with that.
Ooh, that the
but
rust
when
on that.
we
The rust on that.
design weapons,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We go
Yep.
like on a scale from realistic to
Absolutely.
mythological.
Really? Yes.
We start with weapons who are more, what they are used.
Yes.
Exactly what they're used to be. So you have some metal, but not too much.
Absolutely.
Then we clean it up. We add
And then
some
good little
metal,
fancy.
some
Right.
ornaments, some different ways to
Absolutely.
express yourself. The weapons for a mercenary, they are the tools of the work. So I could believe that as a mercenary, you would want
Absolutely.
to show off.
Yes.
To try to show that you've survived. To use your weapons as a memento for fallen companions or brothers or whoever. And so more and more you can add elements.
Oh my
You
goodness,
can add
absolutely.
Some more weapon, some more metal, some more precious metal. You can go into a more fantastical way too.
Okay.
And use different things that are
see you.
inspired both. So the double nature comes back here too. So both from the
I beg your
Viking
pardon?
mythology and
You see that one
from
right there?
the Roman and Byzantine
Whoa.
history.
Oh, chill
also
out. You're doing-
mythology or symbols.
Whoa.
And more when you go
Whoa.
into you go up the scale into the mythological, you would have more
Give him a
gold,
raise.
You would have more.
Give him a
tessellated
raise.
glass, which
There's
is something
more.
Really, really important in
Oh.
Byzantine art. You would have a lot of symbols. So yeah, as you can see,
that's
multiple animals.
Yeah, and I think there was like one animal in particular you were really excited about to express on the weapons.
It's the last one, the dragon. So
Yes.
of course dragons, they're staple of Viking mythology, but they were really, really important in the Roman and then Byzantine armies, and so Varangian Guard too. They had a sigil that was called a Draco. And it was pretty much like a dragon-shaped sigil that you would go into battle with for 1,000 years. The Romans, then the Byzantines used that, and we know that the Varangian Guards were the last to do it in history.
Wow.
So this is the shield and the axe I was talking about. So whether you want to be more realistic
My
or you
goodness.
want to be more mythological, you have you covered, and you want to feel like a
What?
1,000-year-old Roman fighting as a Viking.
Excuse
Varangian
me?
Guard, well, we have you covered.
Are we looking at the same thing here?
We offer all sorts. So
Because this
that's
is-
amazing.
We try.
Don't worry about it. Don't even worry. I'll be getting all of that.
Give a big shout out to the art team because
Yes.
they worked so hard on this.
Yes, I
And
can
it's
see.
a
I can see the
team
hard
effort.
work.
There are multiple people who do that, including the Chengdu team that we love very, very much, and we thank very, very much too. So yeah, it's the result of the work of these many people.
That's awesome. Yeah, and again, looks absolutely incredible. And honestly, big shout out to you three as well for crafting all this amazing like lore, going back into the history. I love me some lore. It's like it's just one of my things. But no, so yeah, thank you three as well for again just making this amazing story to help us bring this new hero to life. So that's awesome. final word before we switch, because we're going to jump into some gameplay and animation next. But Steph, anything else you want to say about our
gameplay is
Varangian
next?
I mean, I can't always wait. I can never wait for players to get their hands on it.
Yes.
It's always fun to see.
To look at
Here we go.
the character. You can see pretty unique silhouette.
Gameplay.
Also,
Well, gameplay
massive
breakdown.
shout out to the animation team just for the twitching stance.
Yeah, it looks
Oh my
amazing,
God,
right?
you
We take a
feel
lot
the
of
weight
time
so
for the
much.
change stance, yes.
Like I could do that for an hour. Alright. So here we have a heavy hero. So those heroes tend to be a bit less,
light, heavy, light.
the amount of moves. So we have a 2-hit chain.
Yep.
So light, heavy, light,
Yep.
etc. So first, let's go with the lights. We really wanted to do a superior block focus hero. So all of our lights have superior block. You can see the ones in chains as well.
Yes, I like
If
that.
she has other lights, it will also have a superior block. That's just a theme that's going to be recurrent.
The lights are also enhanced. Great for offense, as for a 2-hit hero, it's pretty
Exactly. In our case, you want to get to your finishers. So make a lot of sense. And also, like, that weapon is quite heavy. It kind of really fits with the character as a whole.
Free chip.
And then for the heavies, the heavy finishers are invincible.
Oh yes. Oh, they
You
pin?
can see like just wild swings.
They pin.
If you notice, the axe gets embedded into the opponent in what we call the Aesir state. So what does that mean?
29 damage.
When you embed the axe in the opponent,
27.
you can do a headbutt to just reset your chain. But they can dodge that headbutt, in which case you can guard break them. If they do dodge attack, they will beat your guard break. So in this case, you can also just bait them to do it, parry or dodge or whatever.
So want to know that headbutt?
Okay, I like
all you
it. I
frame
like
checkers
it.
Out there is 400 milliseconds. It is fully unreactable. We've done tests with people that have.
Ooh, y'all not gonna like that. Unreactable headbutt and chain.
And they were not able to react to them at all. So that's
Gotta
great.
guess, buddy. Gotta
It's
guess.
a very, very potent mix-up.
Exactly. Of course, for the chains, you can also do the zone attack and get to the finisher.
Yeah,
Nice.
Zone into light as well. So like all like zone acts as a opener basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Then I guess we should jump into the specials.
Yeah.
First, let's look at that sprint attack because it's a top attack.
That's
So
pretty
it's kind of
unique.
quite unique. The
Okay.
dive in,
Cool.
you really feel the weight of the weapon as
Yeah.
she crashes
Mhm.
down.
Yep.
And yeah. Of course, you can go to the chain.
Exactly.
Do you have a does she have a neutral bash?
To do that, it's great.
No.
You have dodge attacks as well.
Yeah.
Dodge it?
So, side dodge light.
Okay.
side dodge
Yep.
light.
Yep.
As you can see, because they're light attacks, they have this spear block property. Like if you attack me in top heavy, for example, I can just. Yay.
Ooh, yes.
And, then for the openers, of course, you have your enhanced light that helps, but with that shield, people are pretty used to just having a bash opener.
Okay.
Same as other heroes in terms of timing, so this helps you to get into that chain, get a extra way to open.
And then that opener goes to that bash.
Yep.
That shield bash goes to your openers, right?
Yeah,
So it doesn't go to
exactly.
your second hit in your chain. So it does open up for chains where you get a chance to get a bit deeper.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can just reset your chain. Various ways. Important to note, because we didn't mention it during the chain, she doesn't have a bash and chain. Her heavy finishers are already unblockable, so you're kind of gonna do your mix-ups with those instead.
And so that was a conscious choice that we made as well, because her defense is quite potent, right? Having chain lights finisher lights that have superior block. They have like a long delay windows. A lot of stuff you can do with that. So we wanted to really focus on her defense there. And there's another little move that we want to talk about right now, right?
Yes. So with shields come great responsibility.
Full guard, right?
But this one is quite different. So first, it's kind of like a Ramasha, where it's just a temporary base one.
Okay.
You can cancel your attack recoveries into it as well.
Oh.
But of course, I can get guard broken.
Kind of like Armusha.
I can get hit.
It's just temporary. Like you just flick it down temporary.
So it's just you're gonna get those
can't hold it.
Those moments where you can bait the dodge attack, for example, go into your down stance. But you got to be careful because you got to time it. And then if we look at the follow-ups, so let's see. You have the heavy, which is unblockable. There's something special here we can do in any stance.
That's not guaranteed, is it?
It's the first time that we end up having
guaranteed
those type of follow-ups be. You can pick your stance. It's very, very much the core of For Honor to be able to attack in a specific stance, choose where you're going. And this also adds like another layer of depth to this hero a little bit, where it's like, well, I can pick my stance. I can go in a situational manner where I have somebody on my left, somebody on my right. What am I going to do with it? And so like the other follow-ups are also interesting as well, right? So
So you got your top heavy for max damage, the side one if you want to hit someone on your side. You have the lights attack. Of course, they have superior block as well.
Right, if you need to go hurry up and quick, yep.
You have the zone attack, so that's if you have like multiple people around you, for example. And just get away from the option. And then you got the bash. That bash can wall splat as well. So of course you can use it to ledge someone, but it can be used as well just to top heavy for a little bit.
For the big boy, for the big boy.
Now some of you may have noticed, whenever I do block GC, the animation on the other side is quite different than usual. That's a place where we decided, let's try something new.
I like that.
Where whenever you block someone with this, you will bind them. Right?
Yeah. Bing.
So that causes
put an animation. Yeah, I like it.
One, it gives you more time to decide what you want to do.
But it is guaranteed.
You have so many options.
You can delay the follow up like quite a bit. Which is kind of cool, right? Because it gives you like a lot of control over when you're gonna do stuff. It gives you a little bit more time to think, a little bit more time to look around what's going on around you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It also means that if you block a trajectory, like let's say someone's attacking GC, but I'm in the way of the trajectory and I downstand, I'm just gonna interrupt them. The attack will never reach GC.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you have other heroes that can kind of like babysit gang, what we call it. Like you stay on the sidelines, you hold your full block, and you just wait there. And then you kind of like hope to catch trajectories, and sometimes you do. They don't necessarily bounce. You get your follow-up, but it doesn't feel as good. So in this case, this is a big part of the support hero, right? So we want to be able to give her a way to very, very effectively counter those big, massive trajectories that we have in group fights. There's a mid-giant in the opposing team. No big deal. I'm going to get there. I'm going to tap down, block their big, big trajectories, be able to counter them, save my allies, save a lot of people. So that's really great.
Wow.
But
that's good.
That is also a big part of why it's timed, right? So we wanted to have like that.
Right, because if you could hold it, that's broken.
A little bit like we have with BP, where like you have to time things a little bit better. You can't just go and hold down. It doesn't last forever. So it really rewards skillful play, timing, understanding, knowing how fast attacks are, slow they are, how you're able to like manipulate the situation around you to really be able to vastly punish your opponents really, really well. That's super cool. And then like as we'll see, the entire feat set, like most of the feat set revolves around being able to like block and support your allies there as well. So that's a big, big, big part of this hero.
Exactly. There's another thing that we did. So when you parry someone at 1 HP and then their friend attack you, and then you parry their friend, and then you're like, I can't kill you now, you recovered. Well, let's fix that with this nonsense. So because we're pushing a bind on the opponent, the more people that you block, everyone will be binded by the knock of the shield. So then it kind of allows you to choose your target. That's something that other heroes don't have. Normally, if I block someone externally with a down stance, my follow-up is going to be on them. With Varangian, you can choose your target, and no matter who you block, you're always going to be able to hit whoever you blocked. And you can also, if someone tries to peel you, you can just attack the external as well, as we see in the video. And then you can see, because you can choose your target, we put a lot of effort into a new tech where she will detect where the hit is coming from, and as you see in the video right now, she will just play an animation accordingly while still looking at her target.
Well, there's a lot of animation in this system.
That's nice.
Because we had to really plan
That's
ahead
nice.
on, like,
Oh my
every
god.
direction from the player that you're locked on and you're fighting, but if it's coming there, but if somebody's coming on the other way, so from there going on the other side, the shield's pretty big. Don't forget that. So how do we do it? How do we turn all of that? It looks simple, but it's pretty complex, and it really gives the defensive like feeling of this character that she can protect you if you fight with her on your team. It
gives her that cool, like, cool girls don't look at explosions type of feel, you know? It's super awesome. But I find, like, even what Alex was talking about, like the tactical aspect here of I can block multiple people. And what's super cool is that if you manage to block 4 people, right, you have the time to choose who you're going to pick and who you're going to do your follow-up against. And that's kind of part of the tech that we've built for this hero, where if I block a single person, I have my follow-up against that single person. It's good. If I block 2, I have time to choose which one of the 2. If I block 4, you have time for all 4. And as soon as you throw an attack, everybody that you did bind with your block kind of gets out of it. So there's no real situations where you're going to get punished by somebody that you blocked by because you did something else. And it's really all about, like, making those choices, making sure that you have that control in your hands and have
that is so good.
Perfecting the skill, the situational awareness, knowing what's going on around you. It's amazing for this. And again, like, the animation team did a wonderful job. Alex did a wonderful job there as well. Making sure that we keep that feeling of I'm blocking in direction. We don't have, like, spinning around like we have with other heroes. When they blocked, it looks really, really good there.
And it's important to mention that the GPP team as well worked a lot on this. It was really like a group effort to make it work.
This was not a simple topic to tackle for the team,
but you guys pulled it off amazing. So it's super great.
Looks great.
Really cool.
All right. So we're gonna talk about feats a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're at the feats now.
Yeah, we have a little video, right?
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna run the video. So the first feat is called Take Shelter. So this is part of her support kit. Whenever you land a superior block, you can see the little sphere going to the Valkyrie, and it heals her.
Oh, they're getting healed crazy.
The Varangian guard. So that means that you're basically just going to be standing there in team fights, healing all of your allies. You're keeping them healthy. Of course, it's quite a potent heal, so you're not healing yourself. That's kind of the...
and there's no cooldown on it, and it triggers off of every super block, so your full block and as well your crushing counters when using your lights.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Now, for the feat 2, because your feat 1 is not keeping you alive, we have Mystia Ward, which is whenever you superior block an attack, you will gain a big defense buff for a short duration. That's kind of like the Lawbringer feat 3.
Yeah, it's kind of like Righteous Deflection, right? But it's on superior block instead of being on fire.
Exactly. Just to make sure that whenever you're in those big team fights, that you don't go down too fast.
Yep.
And now, to go back into the support, here's the Aesir Aura. So that one is every single time you land an unblockable heavy, you will pulse a AoE that will give a little attack buff to you and your friends. So that really allows you get that Aesir bind with the heavy, and then you and your friend can kind of take advantage of.
So the character doesn't have any self-heal though.
So all of this kind of plays into the support and the defensive and tactical aspects that we talked about.
So you really got to be disciplined.
All right, then we got feat 4.
Yep, and then feat 4. Reclaim the land. So going back to fight the uncle. So as you see, it seems like it's a projectile from the sky.
Kind of like Fear itself,
in like it acts kind of like a catapult, so you cannot do it indoor. So there's going to be a bunch of spears that fall into your enemy for damage, and then it's going to leave a Doom Banner, which is
Doom Banner.
If people are familiar, it's the Berserker feat 2, so it plants a banner, and then every enemy inside of it is going to have lesser defense and.
Debuffs defense. So it's really great for like point control, that sort of stuff. You get in, you throw that. There's a bunch of people in there. Even if they dodge out, well, then you can go into that banner and then try to beat me.
Nice.
So it feels, again, it feeds into all those aspects.
Exactly.
It's really, really interesting feats there.
Like, we're going there. There's a banner. Attack everyone. Get the buff. Heal everyone. Embed your axe in people.
There you go. Works really good.
Easy.
Super easy.
Right.
Cool. Great. Yeah, so definitely a lot of really cool, like, defensive options, tactical, like you were talking about here. Just such a huge support character, which is really fun. Like, I like that a lot personally, so I can't wait to play her next week as well. Do you have some other things you want to show off though too? Right?
Yeah.
We have a video for emotes.
Emotes and finishers.
Let's jump into the emotes. Yes. So we got the combat emotes here.
There you go. So we have all the emotes for her representing herself. Like she rally people. around her, like the Doom banner, exactly. Like it's a bit that, like the banner that comes in. You want to be with her when you fight. Yeah, some also like fun emote because
some other fun ones. Yeah.
I mean, we have So
you want to recreate the trailer? You get all the emotes to recreate the trailer. That's super cool.
Yeah. No, exactly. It really showed the personality of the character itself, and of course, player customization. It's really fun to be the one that call out your ally. So
it's a huge aspect of For Honor.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It is. Yeah, sometimes things don't work as intended. So.
All right, so we're gonna have executions that'll be coming up shortly.
But she's got to finish stretching.
Yeah,
this is it.
I really like this. This emote. It's like
I mean, those weapons are heavy, so sometimes you just have to
It also reminds you like when you game, you gotta stretch sometime, take a little bit of water.
Okay, cool. So we've got those, and we have executions as well.
Yes, the execution.
They're so good. They're so good.
So you really feel the heaviness of the spider in those executions.
And I love like how we kind of handled the shield with like kind of punching with the shield as well.
She really used it more like as a defensive tool, but also as
it's pointy,
Yeah, I mean it has a dual like she can use it to protect, but also to attack.
Love them.
Which she does.
And this is where also like the violent Viking part of it comes into play, right? It's
exactly what Stefan was saying in the beginning.
Exactly right. So she's more controlled in general in her fighting and stuff, but when you look at these executions, you see her Viking side really come out. And it's like, I'm not gonna,
She's violent, but not like control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like
very
that.
controlled violence.
You don't want to have this axe embedded in your face.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
I think everybody does. No, it looks very painful. Those look amazing. Really cool. Great work on the animation team. Again, putting all that together. Just super bloody and violent and horrifying to think about. So great stuff, as always.